Hi, we have Wendy here, and she is 3 weeks old. So this is her first visit. She's coming to be evaluated, and I like to start just screening the general range of motion. And so the foot, when you lift it up, should actually go past her belly button. This leg has some restriction in it. And then checking the other leg, this one's a little bit better, but it also has some restriction in it. Now checking her diaphragm, she translates pretty well that way, but she doesn't translate this way. And then also in rotation, she's restricted in rotating her rib cage this way. Now this last test, lifting her arm up over her head, it should reach up easily, and on this side it does. On this side, she fights a little bit, but it does go up there, so she might have a little bit of restriction in this shoulder. Now, to kind of tease out where these restrictions are in the leg, I'm going to check a couple more things. So fibular head seems to be moving okay. Hips definitely restricted a little bit. It doesn't internally rotate as well compared to the other side. And then checking her hips, she has a little bit of a posteriorly rotated hip here. Now checking this side, this fibular head is stuck a little bit backwards, and this knee's a little bit restricted. And just going to check her tailbone real quick. Hey there. Not too bad, huh? And she's got a little bit of restriction in the tailbone. So the birth process is definitely a traumatic one. It's not a big space you have to fit through, right? So now I'm going to just check the head. So she has a little bit of a side bending right rotation. And a little bit of restriction in the neck. We'll see how her head turns. So she turned really easy to the left and not quite as easy to the right. So she definitely has some restriction in her cervical spine. Oh, nice big yawn. So this is a percussor. This is the Fordham massager, and it was often used by Dr. Fulford. This is a very gentle machine. It treats the fascia tissue very well, and babies really love it. It's like the ultimate baby massager. So I'm just going to treat some of those areas of restriction that I found earlier. So this is treating all the way up the leg. Yeah, you're going to want to take one of these home, aren't you? And then the fibular head. So Wendy here, she was born at 40 weeks, had a very uncomplicated delivery, an uncomplicated pregnancy. Mom was in labor for about 5 hours, and she had a spontaneous vaginal delivery. She was born at 7 pounds. And Mom said that she's nursing very well, not having any issues, exclusively breastfed. The only thing that she's noticed is that she tends to grunt a lot, especially after eating. So now I'm going to go ahead and treat this diaphragm restriction. So I'm just using the percussor on one side and monitoring on the other side. And now I'm going to treat the shoulder that was a little restricted. You're doing great, Wendy. Probably wondering what all these lights are and what this machine is. Going to help you feel better. And then the last thing I like to do with the percussor, I have roll the baby to their side, and I just run my hand down the spine and feel for any vertebrae that are a little bit restricted, and then percuss right over the spinous process. And this is a very gentle way of releasing any of those restrictions. Not only do babies love this machine, but adults love it too. Just got another vertebra in the lower thoracic that's a little stuck. And now I'm treating the sacrum that was a little bit stuck before. Back onto your back. Let me just check that tailbone again. And just treating this hip that was a little bit rotated. You are doing so good. beautiful blue eyes. She just has the base of her occiput is a bit restricted, so I'm going to do a little bit of cranial to free up the head. And crying is normal, and sometimes it even helps the treatment to get things to release. So we're here with Wendy just doing the reassessment, finished treating her. She did great. So before, her foot didn't come above her belly button, but now it comes up freely. And same with the other side. This whole lower leg and knee is moving better. This fibular head is resolved. The diaphragm is moving better. And now this arm no longer has any restriction. And then let's just recheck that head. So now she turns to the right, no problem. So I think that, I think she's done. Thank you, Wendy.